Get set, where them hands, where them holes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
The Ukraine has an openly racist, martial arts trained division called the Azov Battalion in their National Guard fighting against the Russian forces. You can look this up on Wikipedia. There is a video I'm going to link to below on YouTube where you will see Azov, racist, neo-Nazi, white supremacist training in mixed martial arts. Why is it that the wicked will train, but law-abiding people of color tend to not train? I'm not saying that there are no law-abiding people of color martial arts. You know what I'm saying. People, if there's not, if the racism at the Ukrainian border does not motivate you to take a martial arts class, I don't know what will. And the reason why I say this is, if you live in a world where somebody can just decide, tag your race as it, and we're going to attack or mistreat or ostracize you because we feel like it, no, you're not going to be able to escape the war zone like everybody else. You're going to have to walk 3-4 hours down that way, and who knows what other lunatics could be waiting in the wings to try to hurt you. I think if you're in a situation like that, it's a good idea for you to know how to defend yourself, and you need to know how to use empty hand techniques as well as weapons. And if you want to know what the neo-Nazis train, they train in punching, kicking, throwing, and pinning. They will train in MMA. Now, I don't think that like MMA is the greatest and the best thing against, all other styles. But these neo-Nazis are training. They're neo-Nazis training in the United States too, and they're taking up MMA. They're using MMA to recruit people. And what I want to do is I'm using the martial arts to help regular folks. You don't have to be in my ethnic group or one of my ethnic groups. But according to my ancestry DNA results, you're probably going to be in my DNA if you're human, because I got hits from practically every continent. But anyway, what's the KRS-One line? I manifest as a black man, but I'm universal. That's genetically true of me. I'll put it that way. But especially if you are black and brown of skin, I think it's time for you to realize that you need to learn how to defend yourself. And I started back classes in person at the time of this video, and I think people are hearing me because I had twice the number of people that I normally would. I think people are starting to get it. And if you don't get it, you need to realize this. It's not just about they're stopping people because they're African. They're stopping people because they're Indian. They're stopping people because they're not white. They're stopping people, not even just because they're not white, because they're not of the type of white that whoever that person felt like uplifting, that they don't compare to that group. And that's how Whoopi Goldberg got in trouble, because she just looked at pure skin color and said, oh, it's just one group of white people against another group of white people. No, 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 no. That was white supremacy in action. That was saying, you don't meet our codification standards for this Nazi stuff, so we deem you an enemy, and you got to go. And that's how this world works sometimes. I hate to say it. There's always going to be wicked in the world. And if you want to be able to defend yourself against wicked, I think a good way for you to be able to defend yourself against wicked is to sign up for the martial arts class. And if you're near me, sign up for one of mine. So if you don't believe me about the Ukrainian army having this, first of all, let's talk about all the martial artists involved in this situation. We have Vladimir Putin, who's actually an honorary Taekwondo black belt and a judo black belt, who U.S. Judo, I believe, or the International Judo Federation, I believe, is cutting ties with Vladimir Putin, and I think they rescinded his presidency there. And I think that he's been stripped of his Taekwondo rank. But he's a Taekwondoan and a judoka, and he's raging this war. And then you have the MMA trained Ukrainian Azov Battalion. I'm going to read this from Wikipedia right here. I hope this doesn't interfere with the audio. The Azov Battalion, according to Wikipedia, is a right-wing extremist and neo-Nazi unit of the National Guard of Ukraine based in Mariupol in the Azov Sea coastal region. It has been fighting Russian separatist forces in the Donbass War. Azov initially formed as a volunteer militia in May 2014. And it says here they were incorporated into the National Guard of the Ukraine. So they have a legit right-wing extremist neo-Nazi part of the National Guard in the Ukraine. People, if we live in a world where stuff like that can happen, where neo-Nazis are trained in martial arts, in the United States, if you do some digging on gangs and stuff like that, you can find this on Google. Google enough, you will find places on maps where they show that there are neo-Nazi gangs who are training in the martial arts. That means that those of us who could be victims of those people, we should also train in martial arts. And this is yet another reason why I train in martial arts. So we got some very sobering realities to deal with. Oh, another thing too, and I was thinking this sarcastically 2 minutes before I saw it happen. I was watching one of the videos on YouTube. It was a black dude, I believe he was African, strong looking guy, student trying to get out of the Ukraine. And I was thinking, yeah, they're going to expect that guy to fight. That's why they ain't letting him out. I'm thinking, oh, Cecil, this is your internalized racism. That's why you think that. Sure enough, he said they told him he wasn't getting on that train, and they told him they wanted him to fight. If I can find that video, I will link to it below. I was just like, this is unbelievable. This sounds like something that I would write trying to satirize racists. And yet, it is being actually done. Like, this is something I would write. I'm thinking if I had an axe to grind with Ukrainians. And yet, this is actually happening. They're going to not let a non-combatant, not soldier, who is not a citizen of that country, they're going to tell him, nah, we want you to pick up a gun and fight. It's because he's a big black dude. See, that's why I say, back in the day, people used to be like, well, you're a big black guy. I don't know why you think you need to take martial arts as big and strong. They didn't say because you're a big black guy. They would say, as big and strong as you are, or as big as you are, why do you need to take a martial arts class? And I was like, people expect me to fight and do stuff and resolve stuff. And I don't do that as my job. I sit behind a desk. So if I'm going to be expected to do that, I have to do that. I need to know what I'm doing. In addition to the fact that I need to protect myself, in addition to the fact that when I was a teenager, my brother's friends told me, you're kind of tall, you look like you're going to be kind of big. You better keep up with that karate stuff because ain't nobody fighting you fair, boy. Nobody is fighting you fair. They're going to hit you with a chair or a lamp or something or a stick. So yeah, you better learn how to handle those type of weapons because they're coming for you. Do you believe it now? Do you believe us now? Those of us who mention race every once in a while, we're not mentioning race because we're racist. We're mentioning race because there are racists. They're just wicked people in the world in general. Please, if you are not authorized to carry a gun, if you live a regular life and bam, boom, you can end up having your country attacked or just yourself attacked in general. We know that there's violence inside and outside of ethnic groups. with the way the world is today, if that's not enough to convince you you need to sign up for a martial arts class, and if you're near me, come to mine. I can always use the students. And I don't know what will. I mean, in addition to health and in addition to, hey, it's fun, we need to protect ourselves. So that's the racism. We got racism in the Ukraine. We got racist martial artists have their own battalion in the Ukrainian army as the Ukrainian people are being attacked by another martial artist who is heading up Russia. Yeah, I know they call them martial arts, but can't they be peaceful arts? Can't we use our arts and our training to bring peace? Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God. How is bombing the Ukraine, Russia, how is that of judo's mutual welfare and benefits? How is the Azov battalion Ukraine, how is that of courtesy or integrity from Taekwondo's tenets? How? Explain that to me. Thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts and peace. And I don't mean peace out as in, hey, peace, see you later. I mean peace on earth and goodwill towards people, regardless of the color of their skin. Can we have that? Nah. Y'all don't want that, right? I think some people just love war. Later.